Greetings. I'm Deacon Mark Creechy of the Diocese of Crookston, and welcome to this 8th and final episode of Praying with the Family. The focus of this episode will be longer forms of prayer that you can pray together as a family. And whenever a Catholic family thinks of longer forms of prayer, they may think of the family rosary. Now, some families have a long tradition of praying the rosary in the home, while other families, they never started that type of thing. And so if you're considering starting to pray the rosary together in the home, I've heard some pretty good ideas from families that regularly do this on how to include the children and how to help the family get into praying the rosary. One dad told me about how they have each member of the family take turns leading one of the decades. Another family told me about how they pray one decade of the rosary per day, and then over the course of a few weeks get through all the mysteries of the rosary. Another family told me about how they got into the practice of praying the rosary one time per week. On Sundays, they would come home from Mass, and to really make the Lord's Day something that happened in their home as well as in their church, they would spend time praying the rosary together. Now I know, some might say the rosary is just too long. Well then, let me suggest you check out something called the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. This was a prayer developed by St. Faustina in the 20th century, and you pray it by using a rosary, but it's a different set of prayers. There's a link connected to this video that will take you to a site that teaches you how to pray the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. On the other hand, though, you may want to consider praying part of the Liturgy of the Hours in your family. Night prayer, of course, is the shortest, and that would be a good place to start. But I know some families who, as a family with their children, pray morning prayer or evening prayer. Beyond praying together in the home as a family, let me also suggest to you that you attend parish prayer time as a family. The Mass, of course, I've talked about many times, but other times of prayer. For instance, Stations of the Cross, a wonderful time for the family to come together during Lent to enhance family prayer. And then another idea would be to go together as a family to confession. Not that you go into the reconciliation room together. No, you go in one at a time. But rather, as a family, you go to church, and each in turn goes to Father to hear their confession, and then you come out and pray your penance. It's a wonderful time for the family to focus on the forgiveness, the divine mercy that we receive from Jesus. Well, here are just a few ideas then of some longer forms of prayer. But remember, the length doesn't count. In the end, that doesn't matter. If you're not praying together, don't think you have to be praying 15 minutes or a half hour as a couple or as a family to make it count. Any amount of prayer opens you to the presence of God. The presence of God's love, the presence of God's mercy, the presence of God's loving union that He brings to you and your family, your marriage, your children. Well, this concludes the final session then of Praying with the Family. For those of you who have watched the entire series, thank you for bringing me into your home, and keep working at this. Couples, even if you're praying together with your children, make sure you're still taking time to pray with each other. And then as the children engage in prayer or fight you or disengage in prayer, keep working at it. God will bless you. God will bless you with grace as you open your hearts through prayer to God. So, God bless all of you. God bless you and your families. God bless all married couples, and God bless all families. And until our paths next cross, remember, keep praying with the family.